J-Rock Show, what up? It's the Cowboy JR Storm flying solo here this week on the J-Rock Show. And I want to talk a little bit about Marquette and Miami, the matchup from Wednesday night. Now, Marquette came into this game, and a lot of people, I think, thought that it wasn't even going to be close. But Marquette made it a game. They came out the gate, and the half-court trap was absolutely working perfectly to start. Then in the middle of the first half, you saw Miami come back, and they were starting to find the open man off the trap to beat it. And so they took a 50-42 lead into halftime. Coming out in the second half, even though started out like 8-point lead, coming in to start, it still felt like it was very much a back and forth game. And Marquette would end up outscoring Miami 47-40 in the second half, but it was enough for Miami to hold on to a 1-point win. Now, the one guy that surprised me for Marquette in that game, Alex Rodriguez. Reports coming out preseason that Shaka Smart was unhappy with the freshman shot selection. He comes out and drops 30 on 13 of 21 shooting and 2 of 3 from deep. Comes out and does that against the defending champs and the number 1 team in SimWorld U. And then his former teammate at the North in Marcus Lifey dropped 22 on 10 of 18 and 2 of 6 from the field. And then you had an additional double-digit game from Ramadan Al-Khalib with 16 points. So Marquette showed that they can definitely play with anybody. But Miami, at the very end, they did everything they possibly could to try and lose this game. They are lucky that Marquette missed that final shot at the buzzer. Because with Miami missing all those free throws in the final minute of the game when Marquette was forced to play the foul game, they are lucky that didn't come back to bite them. But against any other team, I think that would. But that's not a knock on Marquette. Marquette is very much a contender in the Big East this season. They're a very good team. I said from the get-go, depending on how Rodriguez and Banks and Blaylock get acclimated, they could be one of the best offensive teams in SimWorld U. And they showed all of that potential and explosiveness on Wednesday night. Now, on Miami's side of things, you had Bianco securing a double-double with 17 points and 12 assists. You had Kevon Jackson with 15, 3 and 3, and Richard Hennessy with 14 points and 15 boards. He just took over. He had a stretch in the second half to where he just took over and he was putting himself in the right position and getting putbacks and getting easy dunks. But one guy I want to mention for Miami last night, Harlan Hoffman coming off the bench and chipping in 14 points on 7 of 8 shooting and securing 6 rebounds and 2 nice alley-oop dunks. So Miami having 5 guys in double digits, also with Jermaine McLemore scoring 14, which McLemore, I wanted to see a little more from him last night. We're talking he's a projected lottery pick in the upcoming SWBA draft. I wanted to see a little more from him last night. Yes, Miami is loaded with talent. Not every guy in the lineup is going to drop 18, 20 points a night. But there were times where it seemed like Jermaine McLemore was honestly just there. Like he was just an average guy there. Miami, though, they were quick to react all game long off the half-court trap. They were extremely fast to hit the open man. And quite often, they didn't have really a problem beating the trap. There were times where, a bad pass, couple turnovers here, those things happen. But a lot of it came down to when they were struggling, they were just missing open shots, which that's going to happen too. But they were finding the open man so quickly, which is exactly what you have to do when you are playing against that half-court trap defense that Shaka Smart has pretty much associated himself with his entire coaching career. But bottom line, Marquette earned a lot of brownie points in this game. Miami got some things they need to work on, but they still showed as well their offensive ability that they had last season is still very much there. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of the J-Rock Show. Thank you all for tuning in. It's the Cowboy J.R. Storm signing off, and as always, see the game, be the game.